Hey guys, welcome to the channel. First episode, and we're going to kick this off with a PSA reveal. All right, well, here we go. We've got an order back from PSA. It's not a blind reveal. I've already taken a look at all these cards. I want to first just welcome you guys to the channel. This has been something I've been working on for quite a while. As a matter of fact, I've been filming stuff for probably, I don't know, maybe 8 months now. And we've had some serious problems with the internet running out of our computer. We ended up finding out that the motherboard had been hit by lightning, but didn't destroy it. So things were still working, but had totally changed the way internet functionality worked in getting things uploaded. So we're finally getting this thing going. I hope you guys enjoy it and stick around. But this is kind of going to be two parts. One is a couple of stacks of things that I've pulled and sent out to grade. And then I'll tell you about the third stack right here as we get going. But I'm going to just jump right into it. And let's see, first off, we've got a Kerstad refractor. And that came in as a 10. These refractors, it's funny, they don't get enough love, I don't feel like, when it comes to the chrome product. Okay, so Dominguez, we've got a foil board, and that one popped at a 10. We'll keep it going. There's really no rhyme or reason to any of this. Then we've got an Altuve Megastars that we hit out of Series 2. That's 70 out of 75. And that came in at a 10 as well. So we're off to a good clip already. I know it's not going to stay like this. So we've got a Shota Gold that we had pulled, and that came back as a 10 as well. So these would probably be better served a little bit lower in this stack. But then we've gotten Ellie on the Bowman Mega Box, and that one did come in at a 9. And we've got a Skeens Mega Box as well, and that came in at a 9. And those things seem to be tough to grade. So we already pulled the Shota Gold. What did we get on the Yamamoto Gold? So that came in at a 10. So that's pretty nice looking pair of cards right there. And then we're back to Ellie again with another Mega Box, and that one came in at a 9. So I said they are tough to grade. Then we pulled, and we actually got a few of these Sepias. So you know, I've got one more that I just sent in as well, and this one came in at a 9. And I'm not really sure what the problem is on this card. I already looked at it. The only thing that it could be is that this left side is, I mean, when I say a hair heavy on the left, it is a hair heavy on the left. And then we pulled out of Chrome an Ichiro Ultraviolet. I actually really love these cards, but they're tough to get a grade on. Most all of them I've seen have got some centering issues, but we did end up with a 9 on the Ichiro. And then we're back to Skeens on the Mega Box. What did we pull on this one? An 8, which that is, I have not looked at these since I got these back, by the way. And the only thing, I mean, there's nothing on here that I would think would warrant an 8. I could see it drop into a 9. I don't know if you can see that close enough, but down right here is a little fur on that corner that, I don't know, that's pretty depressing to pull that. So then we go back to Chrome again with an Ellie refractor, and that one we did pull a 10, which is fantastic. This was one of my favorite pulls this year out of Chrome, but we pulled a Cameron Arrow Gold out of 50, and we did get the 10 on the junior, and that's a great card. And here we go, another Ellie on the Mega Box. And this one, we finally got a 10 on one. So we've got a low batting average on these Megas. And this one I love. We pulled the blue City to City out of Series 2, and we did get a 10 on this Ellie. Man, I love that. I love that card. Love that card. So that's stack one down, and I'm gonna go ahead and shift the 9s over a little bit. We'll see how these stacks compare, but as long as we keep that 10 stack higher than that 9 stack, I'll be happy. So here we go into some of the X-Fractors, and I will tell you, X-Fractors are tough to grade. They are tough to grade. It's hard to find the centering on them, and because of that checkerboard pattern, finding the edge wear can be tough as well. Pulled a 9 on the Colton Cowser. Here we go again, another Ellie Mega Box, and we did get another 10 on that one. And another Ellie Mega Box. So some of these I may have bought some of these and I just don't recall it, but I know I didn't pull this many, so I'm sure I've purchased these things. But here we go again, and got another 10. So that's definitely helped. So here we go. All right, so Series 2 out of the Mega Boxes. Got the Ellie foil board, and here we go, another 10. So we're doing well with some of these Ellie products. And we've got a Jackson Merrill. What a season he had as a rookie. Here comes his X-Fractor, and again, you know, they're hard to grade, man. The only thing with this one, and it did get a 9, is that it's a little heavy on the right. I didn't notice that when I sent it off, but when I got it back, then I was able to pick up on that. And then here are some pulls that, you know, these at the time were all backup quarterbacks that I just wanted to kind of have sitting around. I wish this had come back in when Aiden O'Connell finally got to start before he got hurt. But that's his Optic Hollow. We did get a 10 on that. We've got a CJ Optic Green Velocity, and we did pull the 10 on the CJ Green Velocity. Tell you what, last night, because I'm filming this on November 1st, they got absolutely beat down. So I hope that, well, I'm a Jaguars fan anyway, so I hate to say it because of his values, but I do want to see them continue to lose. Here we go again, you know, sent this Bryce Young off, and that pulled a 9 out of Mosaic. It's just one of the reactive blues. Little depressed that he didn't play better. This was really, I loved pulling this Freedom card on Strahan out of Optic. That is a gorgeous card. We did get a 10 on it. I believe these are case hits, and man, just pretty card. And again, there's no rhyme or reason to any of this stuff, so it's bouncing around. I can see some other stuff coming, but here comes an Optic Zay Flowers. It's a blue hyper. Again, gorgeous card. I love this thing. And we did pull the 10 on the Zay. I mean, it's a very close to a color match, but that pattern on those things are gorgeous. We've got a Jaden Reed now on a Prism Silver, and that looked really good when I turned it in. We did get a 10, and sometimes you get lucky because if you look at this, it is top heavy on the centering. So sometimes these guys are a little bit forgiving with some of the centering issues. And Jake Hayner, I'm just, again, grading some of these backups. Looks like he may be getting a shot now, and we did get a 10 on the green Pulsar. I think I actually have another one of these that I had pulled. Yeah, so that's number 2. Got a 10 on that one as well. And these parallels are nice. And then another Bryce Young that I had sent off. We did get a 10 on this one, but oops, and I'm sorry, I'm sitting here putting stuff in the wrong stack right now. I'm yapping, and that's the way this stack should look. I like that much better. So then our last card is an Optic Jahmyr Gibbs on a green Velocity. Again, gorgeous card, and we did get a 10 on that one as well. So we did really well on this submission right here. I hate that 8 on the skeins, but it is what it is. And then on to my final stack, which this really isn't about the grades, but let me tell you about this stack. I had a friend of mine who is a little older than I am. Well, he's a little bit more than just a little older than me, but ran into me one day, and he had been sitting with this stack of cards in his car wrapped up in a rubber band for, I don't know, I guess a couple of months from what he said, and he gave it to me, and there, you know, I could tell that they were older cards, and there was just something random on the top, and I just saw it and I said, thanks, you know, appreciate it, and took it home and opened it up later and was pleasantly surprised with what all was in there. But then the biggest disappointment out of this stack I'm going to show you first, because I got this back and it was miscut, and it is a 65 Mantle, and it came back in a sleeve, miscut. So I hated it, but you know, as a kid when I was collecting, this stack right here is something myself and my buddies used to just dream about. We'd get Beckett's each month and we'd look at these older cards and just drool over, you know, the thought of ever owning some of that. So I actually only had these graded just for preservation. And you could say, hey, why didn't you put them in a one touch? Which I could have done, but I don't like, so you have to buy these, by the way. So these 65s do not fit in a standard one touch, but they make a vintage one touch. And as you can see on the inside, there's a lot of gap across the top and down the side, and it lets these cards slide around. I just don't really like that, but not much that I can say about the Mantle. I will do something to get him to stay still in there. But anyways, for now, he is what he is. I'm not going to hide anything, but we got this Warren Spawn. I mean, just, these are all people. You're going to know everybody that comes out of this stack. And I mean, it's just really, really neat to be able to have some of this stuff in my collection now, and it just will sit in a curio on display. So we've got some 65 and 69. That's what all of this stuff is. But really nice looking cards. I hate to say it, but he kept them in a rubber band just sitting around in a box, which most of us did, and that's why you end up with the grades that we got on a lot of this vintage. Most of it's off center, some of it's not. This Bobby Richardson is actually a lot nicer than some of the others, but there's a lot of markings and whatnot on here. But I really like it. I mean, I love these older vintage cards. Tion, that's not bad on the 65. Here we go. Willie, and I saw this come out of the pack of cards, and man, it's got just some horrible creasing across the bottom, which is why it got that 1.5. But man, it is Willie freaking Mays. You can stick in a slab all day long. And I actually have a huge Yastrzemski collection, and I already have this card, but I was going to go ahead and put another one in a sleeve. I think this one's actually probably nicer than mine, because I don't want to tell you what I used to do with it. Flipping cards off the door, and you know, just we did some crazy stuff with this stuff when we were kids. But here comes another Mantle. You know, anything that you can get that says Mickey Mantle on it, I mean, that's great. Great card out of the 65s. We've got a Frank Robinson out of the 65. That came in at a 5. And You can just see, I mean, some of these corners are just nasty the way that they are bent up. This one, you can get a pretty good look at that one. But just really exciting. Roberto Clemente on a 65. My mom is from the Pittsburgh area. This is her all-time favorite player. She's the one who got me into collecting in the first place when I was a kid. And I will continue to collect these Clemente cards for sure. And then how about Willie McCovey? Man, wasn't he was just a fantastic outfielder. But we got that coming back into the 4. And I really did not expect a lot of this stuff to come back in, you know, any higher than a 2 or 3. So to get 4s and 5s on some of this stuff, I'm pretty happy with. Rest in peace, Pete. There's his 65. We've got Ernie Banks. How about that? Mr. Cub. Got a 5 on it. And honestly, that's a pretty good looking card. Centering is not bad, and I have seen other cards, and honestly, I mean, your coloring is really nice. The back of the card is where I think your issues are, because you've got a little fisheye right up here. You've got some really soft corners on some of these edges, and because of this blue, that white really stands out. But otherwise, I think this might have been able to pull a 7 out of that one. And then how about one of the best third basemen of all time, Brooks Robinson. We got the 4 on the 65 right here. Love it. And then to end it off, how about Hank Aaron? This was, again, man, between this and the Willie Mays, the damage on these 2 cards, I so wish that these were in the condition of some of these 4s and 5s. But they are what they are. This thing will sit around for me to look at for a long time. And that's it, guys. I appreciate you sitting and taking a look at this PSA. There'll be more of these. There'll be a lot of different stuff. I think I'll end up putting out of the months and months of stuff that I filmed that I wasn't able to post. You know, it's all dated at this point, but I think I'll put something together just with cuts of some decent hits. A lot of it's just retail product. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you guys stick around and continue to watch some of this content as I put it out. For Triple Play Sports Cards, guys, that's it, and I will talk to you on the next one.